After my last video on the topic, you guys had some really good questions and comments about RPM. I took screenshots of some of the more common ones so that I could circle back and answer the questions. I think I also came up with a pretty good analogy to help me illustrate my points. Let's get started. As a reminder, the concept of RPM came up in relation to Foodie's alleged fundraising livestream. She posted this screenshot from her YouTube analytics showing that her RPM for this video, at that time, was $9.18. And remember, RPM just stands for Revenue per Mille or 1,000, which means the revenue earned per 1,000 views at that time. During that video, I think I might have confused things a little by saying that you could use this number to try to estimate her weekly earnings. Hopefully, this video will help clear things up. Now, before we get into the specific questions, I want you to think about my YouTube channel as a bakery. Instead of videos, I'm peddling chocolate cake, mixed berry tarts, and strawberry tarts. On the counter, there's a tip jar where you can leave me tips, and you can also pay for a monthly membership. $10 a month will get you $1 off anything you buy. Got it? Okay, let's get to these questions. The first question is, what about memberships? I'm assuming memberships are additional to the $9.18 per 1,000 views. At the time, my answer was that I wasn't sure because I don't have memberships. The short answer is actually that a small percentage of your monthly income from memberships is attributed to each video. So let's say in my bakery for the month of July, I had 5 memberships at $10 each, so for the month I'm making $50. So if you ask what the revenue is for a particular day like July 15th, then it's the revenue for that day plus a percentage of that $50. In the long run, more memberships mean higher RPM in general. Now the next point made was through a comment. When she posted the screenshot of the estimated revenue, I checked her video and it had 19,225 views, not 14,000 and change. My response here still stands. I saw that also, and in order to be accurate, she would need to show that chart the day before she gets paid. As it is now, Foodie isn't giving Sasa's family the entire amount of money from the video the way she said she would. She's just giving them the first $1,000 that comes in. That goes well with this comment from a creator who continues to make money from videos 2 or 3 years old. Foodie has the potential to keep making money on this video as long as it stays up. Now let's take a look at how Super Chats factor in. According to the RPM of just over $9, this commenter thinks it's a bit high because the Super Chats have factored in. She's absolutely right. The RPM includes all revenue for that video per 1,000 views, including Super Chats, Super Thanks, and Super Stickers. That additional income will almost always be higher if the video is attributed to a particular cause. If you want to go with the bakery analogy, then let's say on July 10th I made $900 instead of my usual $500 or $600. Let's say that on that day I had a sign up that said everything I make for chocolate cake and in the tip jar will go to an animal shelter, and that's why I made so much more. I would agree that an RPM of over $9 is on the high side for Foodie, but it's also the only concrete number that we have. For my own videos, my RPM tends to range anywhere from $5 to $7 or so, and I don't get that many supers. The next question is about ads. So are there ads in live streams, just one ad, or do they pop up during the live stream? And my response is yes, and they pop up and they're really bad during replays. As creators, we get to decide what we want to monetize, and it's just a simple click of the button. The next commenter had a hard time believing that Foodie ever made $20,000 back in the Crackhead Olympics. And I actually disagree with that. I think she absolutely made that money, even if it was just for a few months that year. Back then, a lot more people watched Foodie in real time directly on her channel, and they would pay super chats to say things to her. She also did really outlandish things, and she would go live for hours and hours and hours, so she would have a lot more views over time. AdSense also fluctuates throughout the year, and around the holidays, we definitely make more money. The next question is one I get pretty often. Is this before or after YouTube takes their 30%? The 30% comes out of Super Chats, Super Thanks, and Super Stickers. We don't have any really great detail about why we make the ad revenue we do per video. It's just there in the report that we made X number of dollars. Finally, I'll end with this comment. Considering her subscriber base, you'd think she'd be showing a lot more views and a lot more money being made. And I think this is absolutely correct. People have been speculating for quite a while that Foodie bought subscribers, and if you look at the numbers for a channel this big, she really should have more views. Whether they're purchased subs or just old ones that never got deleted, we'll never know. One thing's for certain though, the numbers don't quite add up. RPM is just one metric that you can use to try to estimate a creator's earnings. Foodie also has cameos, she has memberships, she has gifted memberships, and super chats. The only way we'll know for sure how much she makes is pretty much if she tells you. The RPM is just a tool to show us approximately how much she might make per 1,000 views on any video. So that's like saying in my bakery on most days I make between $500 and $600, so you can estimate that I would make that much on any given day. Now before I go, I wanted to give you one last peek behind the curtain and just share with you some of the reports that we are privy to. YouTube is a business after all, and they really want the creators to make as much money as possible so that they make as much money as possible. I would say the report I use the most is my top videos report, which shows me the top 5 or 10 videos in any given period of time. As you can see, for me, it's my content about Foodie. While I do other types of content, this is what keeps me relevant in the algorithm. Another useful section of the analytics is the part that tells me about you, my viewers. I get reports on your gender, your age ranges, and it all tracks because I'm an older woman myself. Not only do I get a report about where you're located in the world, but I also get to see what other channels you like to watch. Knowing that you also watch channels like Piggy and Garlic Bread tell me that you're okay with shorter form content. That's perfect for me because, as you know, I have a full-time job and there are only so many hours in the day. Now, one last report I'll show you is this one. It details out what you guys are watching over the last 7 days. As you can see, again, it's all about Foodie. I'm lucky enough to not need my YouTube money to pay any of my bills or anything serious. I save up my money and use it for a big trip at the end of the year. That said, I'm also pretty pragmatic, and I know that doing commentary on one person is not going to last forever. You've probably seen some of your favorite reaction channels pivoting to somebody else, like Amber or Alexandra Rodriguez. And the fact is, we probably are all thinking the same thing. As for me, even though I might make the majority of my money on chocolate cake, I'm still going to make other things in my bakery. That, of course, will be my cooking and travel content, and any other commentary I pick up along the way. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this peek behind the curtain, and I want you to drop me a line in the comments and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you.